The first example what we have done is the new structure of the Commission, meaning that President Juncker wanted to delegate power to vice presidents, and our role is to bring several DGs and commissions around the same table when we start, for instance, some legislative work. So our internal coherence has strengthened. The second example is that we are paying more and more attention to impact assessment, and even OECD has ranked EU's or Commission's impact assessment as a best of this kind of body. We also have regulatory scrutiny board, which is going through all the proposals, and the new thing is scientific advice mechanism, which helps to include science or scientific perspective to our policy making. I have heard that, or I have seen that there are more and more people who seems to kind of challenge this scientific approach or science-based decision making. The reason for this is that people, even if they recognize what science has produced, they still put it in question. And this is quite difficult. Of course, politicians have always a right to use their values, but the value-based politics should be based on facts. And this is coming all the time more and more difficult because authorities have lost their power. Whatever authority you are talking about, research center researchers, politicians, labor unions, even church, etc. So traditional authorities have lost their power in many people's mind, and societies have become more heterogeneous, which can be a positive thing, of course. But if you don't share even the basic facts, then understandable and fair decision making is becoming more and more difficult. Science is the way to find solutions, to produce solutions to difficulties, whether it's human health or environmental related issues, reduction of emissions, etc. Of course, sometimes you hear, or very often you hear, different results from the same sources, but there is always some sort of scientific explanation why different researchers have ended up to different outcome. So science is the way to create solutions. It's supposed to provide information to all, which is public, and it kind of gives opportunities for policy makers to use their values once they know the facts. I would encourage, for instance, our member states and the governments to use more evidence-based, science-based approach in their policies. It would strengthen the coherence, and then value-based politicians can look how to use their values once the evidence-based decision-making allows them to base decisions to hard data. So JRC is a crown jewel of European Commission. The organization or the service helps us to develop our policies, because JRC helps to take science-based approach, but at the same time it has a capability to analyze the societies. So it's hard to believe that the quality of EU decision making would be better or as good as it is today if we hadn't JRC. So JRC is at the same time very science-based, but it's open-minded organization, bringing together policy-making, societal challenges or ideas, and hard data.